Hi everyone, welcome to our lighting tutorial. Today we are going to transform this normal brightly lit room into one of the most iconic cinematic scenes in film history. We are going to recreate the legendary opening in the film The Godfather. Let's get to it.
First, let's analyze the original lighting. This scene uses a classic low K lighting style. There are three key characteristics in this frame. First, the light is highly directional, creating a strong contrast between highlights and shadows. Second, much of the character's face remains in shadow, which adds a sense of authority and mystery. Third, the overall environment is kept dark and controlled, allowing the audience attention to stay focused on the subject. Let's go back to the scene. We prepared all the equipment needed for the shot, including a Fresnel tungsten spotlight or main light source, an LED light, a hill light, two systems, a combo stand, a studio light tripod to control height and angle, a SIG flag to soften light, and a black flag make the background darker. Our shooting equipment was a Nikon Z6 III. These tools help us control the direction, intensity, and sharpness of the light, allowing us to recreate the visual style of the original scene. In addition, Wu will be our only actor today, helping us complete this lighting tutorial. Next, we set up the K light. We set up a combo stand to support the main light. We fully extend the legs to ensure stability, lock the stand securely, and adjust the height to the desired position. Once the fixture is mounted and balanced, the stand is ready for use. Let's turn on the power. In The Godfather, characters are often only partially illuminated, with much of their faces remaining in shadow. To achieve this effect, we position the K light slightly above and to the side of the actor. This creates strong facial modeling and a dramatic contrast between light and shadow. Then, we set up a system to support our lighting equipment. We spread the legs for stability, position the tallest leg under the weight side, and secure the grip hand and arm. Once the stand is balanced and locked, it is ready to hold flags, diffusion, or other lighting accessories. A defining characteristic of The Godfather is its deep shadows. Instead of adding more light, we use the black flags to absorb unwanted reflections and reduce ambient field light. This allows the shadow areas to remain dark and creates a more authentic low-K look. Next, we mounted the SIG flag onto the system using a grip arm and a grip hand. This step took a bit more adjustment than expected, as it was not as straightforward as setting up the black flags. We carefully aligned the SIG flag so that it remained parallel to the light fixture, ensuring even diffusion across the entire surface. Once everything was secured, the setup was ready for lighting. The diffusion fabric softens the light, reduces harsh shadows, and creates a smoother transition between highlights and shadows. The original Godfather-like effect was one where the surrounding light was absorbed, but we only had one back flag in an indoor room with white walls. We tried to have the actor hold up the thinner black flag, but unfortunately, that was a location we couldn't recreate. Next, we set up the scenario LED light as a rim light. We mounted it on a studio light tripod. First, we installed the grate, which helps focus the light and prevent it from spilling everywhere. Then, we attached the fabric bundle and connected a power cable. After that, we secured it with a double C-clamp. Once assembled, we fixed it onto the studio light tripod and adjusted the angle to match the desired lighting direction. Finally, we placed the light behind the actor and set the brightness to around 5%. Since this light is only meant to provide a subtle rim light effect, a low brightness is enough to separate the subject from the background without stealing attention from the K light. Before looking at the final result, let's quickly review our lighting setup. Our lighting design consists of three main elements. We used a Fresnel tungsten spotlight as a K light to create a strong directional lighting scene in the original scene. A thick flag was placed in front of a fixture to soften the light while maintaining contrast. The black flag was used to reduce unwanted reflections and preserve the deep shadows that define the low-key look. Finally, a scenery LED light was positioned behind the actor as a subtle rim light to create the separation from the background. Now, let's take a look at the final result. On the left is the original frame from The Godfather, filmed in 1972. On the right is our recreation. While there are some differences in the location, prompts, and camera setup, the core lighting approach remains the same. We acknowledge one shortcoming was that we didn't shoot in a dark environment, but that was a great lesson learned. Through this recreation, we learned 3 important lessons. First, every shadow should have a purpose. Second, negative field can be just as powerful as a light source. A simple black flag can dramatically increase contrast. Third, recreating a shot is not about copying every detail. It's about understanding the light logic behind the image. Thank you for watching our lighting tutorial.